Okay, class three. So we've been looking at climate change and ready to write this open letter. We've done all our research, we've done our plans for our letter, and now it's time to put pen to paper and start to actually write that letter. So let's have a quick recap on a few things. It'd be worth just going back over your plan briefly. So hopefully just remind yourself of some of those key bits and pieces. So think about who we're writing to. Hopefully we've got their address there. Make sure we're really conscious about what we're actually writing about. So who we're writing, who we are, whether we're writing from just ourselves or from all of us here. Where we're from, obviously, and why we're writing. So some of you I know are focusing on different things, so that should be in there. Hopefully you've got your details about the problem, we've got those sorted and why something needs to be done, and then our the instruction, what we expect them to do. So we're going to be using that plan to put our letter together. So I've done a bit of an example. I haven't done a full letter, but just to show you what this might look like. So let's take a quick look at that one. So key things that I want you to make sure you include. First of all, obviously on the right hand side, we need the address. You can use the school address if you want to, that's there. You can just pause this and get that copied down and use that one. And the date underneath the address there. And we've got the recipient's address on this side. So if you remember, I was writing to the Minister for the Department of Environment, George Eustice. So his address goes down there. We need our salutation, our greeting. Dear Mr. George Lucas, you might keep it more open, and dear sir or madam if you want to. Obviously that might just change how you end it off. And then we need to start thinking about our writing. So I've given you a few starters. I haven't gone through everything. I haven't put full paragraphs in. So this is our first part, the introduce section. So we are the children and staff of class 3 from Storley Primary School. We've been researching the effects of climate change and some of its causes. So that's my introduction there, but I'd probably flesh that one out just a little bit more and say a little bit more about some of those key facts about what's happened to the world. So that's where I might mention that our planet is in danger. That's where I might mention about the global warming. That's where I might put in some of those key facts right from the first couple of lessons we did about how the Earth's temperature is rising 1 degree across the century. So that bit all might go into there. That's why I did the ellipse, because I haven't finished this off. Then on to the next section. So this is the inform, informing him about the details of the problem and why something needs to be done. So this is what I've put down. I've actually split it up into 2 paragraphs actually. So our world is the only one we have. We only have one chance at this. We need to start looking after our world more, not taking it for granted. Tomorrow is in our hands. Some of you might have noticed I pinched that from a song we did in assembly once, but never mind, it's quite a good sentence. I quite like that bit. So that's my kind of my rallying call first of all, and then I'm going to start talking about the actual problem itself. That's why I put this bit into a separate paragraph. So the effects of burning fossil fuels is immense. We know that burning oil and gas is one of the main contributors to global warming. So I've introduced my problem, and then I'm going to be talking about it more. Again, I've just left that open as an ellipse for the moment because there's more to write there, but I'll be talking about the fact that when fossil fuels are burnt, CO2, carbon dioxide, is released into the atmosphere. This acts as a blanket and traps the heat inside the world, which leads to global warming, the greenhouse effect. I might put some questions in there. Why are we still doing this when we know it causes so much damage? Why are we still doing this when we know there are cleaner ways to make energy? So I might get some questions into that bit as well. Be really good. A 3-question statement would work in there very nicely. And then finally, the instruct. Again, I haven't done the full paragraph by any stretch of imagination. It's just that this is what we want them to do, what we expect them to do. So we need to keep our world safe. That's why we are asking you to, and that's where we put in what we want them to do. And if you remember on my plan, it was make a commitment to find and use more renewable energy. So that's where I'm going to be putting those bits and pieces into that final paragraph. And then once we've signed off, we just need the yours faithfully. Remember, I use yours faithfully because I know the name. If you put dear sir or madam, then you put yours sincerely. So yours faithfully, Mr. Sturzaker, or you put your name in there. So you can use this as a bit of a plan. You can also look back at your notes, make sure you use your notes. We've got all those forms, those knowledge organisers that we can use that hopefully in your books. And we've got all the other features of persuasive letters that you can have a look at as well. So your task today is to start to write that letter out. I would like you to do it in your English books, is probably going to be the best place for that. Then if there's any changes or tweaks, then we can do that as well. So use your plan and then get started and write your letter out. I really look forward to hearing some of those or some extracts from your letters a bit later on. Okay, so best of luck with that.